In this video, I am going to explain e-RUPI, a new payment system which the Prime Minister has introduced recently. And in this video, we will see how the system works and how the e-RUPI is going to benefit all of us. E-RUPI is just like a voucher, e-voucher, and we know how the voucher works, and we regularly use some vouchers. For example, sometimes if you shop in a textiles or somewhere, sometimes they will give you a voucher which you can redeem at a later time. So it is just like that. It's an e-voucher. It is in electronic form. That is why it is called e-voucher or e-RUPI. Okay, it is delivered to the beneficiaries in the form of a QR code or SMS string-based vouchers. So it will appear in the form of a QR code. And we are very familiar with this QR code because we use it in Google Pay or Beam. In that kind of apps, we regularly use this QR code. So we just scan this QR code, and once the scanning is over, then the money will be transferred from your account into the beneficiary account. Then this e-RUPI also appears in the form of an SMS string-based voucher. And through this, you can transfer fund from your account to the account of the beneficiary. So e-RUPI is an e-voucher which is delivered to the beneficiaries in the form of a QR code and SMS string-based voucher. And through this, funds can be directly transferred from the account of the holder of the QR code to the beneficiary. Now, who can issue this e-RUPI? Any government agency or corporations can generate e-RUPI vouchers, but these agencies or corporations need the help of the partner banks. There are some banks with which this issue of the e-RUPI is entrusted. And such banks, with the help of such banks, you can easily generate this e-RUPI and can help your beneficiaries to transfer fund from one account into the other account. Now, this is a seamless one-time payment system. One-time payment system in the sense that once e-RUPI is used, you cannot repeatedly use that e-RUPI for further transactions. So it is for one-time transactions. It's a one-time payment mechanism. It cannot be, one e-RUPI cannot be repeatedly used. Just as we use the money, for example, 100 rupee money, it has a velocity. Velocity means it can be repeatedly used. It can change hands any number of times. By making payments, it can change hands. That's what's called velocity of money. But this kind of an e-voucher or e-RUPI does not have any velocity because it is used only once. Once it is used, it will not be available for further payments. So that is why it is called a one-time payment mechanism. And this kind of e-RUPI does not require any card or any digital payments app. You don't have to download a digital payment app in your mobile phone to work this, actually to do certain transactions with the help of this e-RUPI. You need not download a digital payment app in your mobile phone, and you need not have an access of the internet banking, because without internet banking, without any kind of app, or without any kind of card, just like a debit card or credit card, you can easily use this e-RUPI. That is the most important benefit of the e-RUPI. It does not require a card. It does not require a digital payment app. It does not require any internet banking access to redeem your voucher to make the payment. You can do payment without all these without all these things. You can do payment. That's the most important aspect of the e-RUPI. And e-RUPI would be shared with the beneficiaries for a specific purpose. That's very important. It is available for a specific purpose. For example, if e-RUPI is made available to purchase only necessary items from a shop, you can use it for that only. You cannot use it for any other purposes. So it is a specific purpose, or it is for a specific activity. e-RUPI, if e-RUPI is issued for vaccination, then you can go to a hospital, get vaccinated, and allow the hospital to scan this QR code or to scan this e-RUPI, and immediately the money will be transferred from the account of the government to the account of the hospital. So e-RUPI would be shared with the beneficiaries for a specific purpose or activity by organization, by organizations via this SMS or QR code. So that means it is not a one solution for all exchanges. You cannot use it for all things. You cannot use it for purchasing particular commodity from a shop, at the same time for making payment in a cinema hall or for making payment in a hospital. So you cannot use it for different purposes. It is issued for a specific purpose. Perhaps this is an important problem with the e-RUPI. It is issued for a specific purpose. We hope that in future we may have some kind of e-RUPI which can be used just like the money which we use today. So the e-RUPI which we are planning to issue in our country is a specific purpose e-RUPI which can only be used for a particular purpose for which it is issued. Now, this is very easy, safe, and secure because it is easy in the sense that the beneficiary or the hospital or some agencies or some organizations where you want to make the payment, they have to just scan it. They have to just scan it and transfer the money from your account or from the account of the government to the account of that hospital or the organization. And it is safe also, and it is more secure. So therefore there is no possibility for any fraud activities in the transactions of the e-RUPI. So it is very easy, it is very safe, and it is secure, and it keeps the details of the beneficiaries completely confidential. And this is this is an important aspect about which some doubts have been raised, but for the time being we have to say that it keeps the details of the beneficiaries completely confidential. And this voucher is relatively faster in use. This is very reliable, and your information will not be leaked out, and you can rely on this because it is more safe, it is more secure, and the required amount is already stored in the voucher. So therefore, since the required amount is there in the voucher, it is sure that you will get the money. If you are a shopper, then you can easily, or if you are running a hospital, then you can easily give the service of vaccination to the person holding this e-RUPI, because it is sure that the e-RUPI contains or e-RUPI stores the required amount of money. So it is sure that the hospital will get the money from the person holding this e-RUPI and arrives at the hospital for getting vaccinated. So that means there is a reliability. You need not worry about any default of payment. There is a reliability aspect because the required amount of money is already stored in the voucher. Now, what are the benefits for the users? It is a contactless one because you are not carrying any money. There is no physical contact between you and the shopper or the hospital. There is no physical contact because the transaction is done through the process of scanning. So therefore, it is completely contactless, and it is very completely helpful in times of the COVID pandemic. It is easy redemption is possible, safe and secure, and you need to have only one thing, that is one mobile phone you need to have, and an e-voucher. So if you have a mobile phone and an e-voucher, then you can do all transactions. You just go to the hospital, get vaccinated, and show them the e-RUPI, that is the QR code or the SMS stringed voucher, which is in your mobile, to the hospital authorities. They will just scan it, and as soon as it is scanned, means a one-time password will be sent, and you have to just read it out, and soon after they enter the one-time password, then the money will be transferred from the account of the issuer, from the account of the issuer of this e-RUPI to the account of the beneficiary. So you are just a holder of that only. You are just a holder of that only. And it is either issued by a government or government agency. You are holding it and you are taking the service of the hospital. And after taking the service of the hospital, you are just showing that QR code to the hospital authorities, and they will scan it, and immediately the money will be transferred from the account of the issuer bank to the account of the beneficiary. So it's very secure, it is very safe, and it requires only one mobile phone with the holder of the e-RUPI. And of course, there should be an e-voucher in the mobile phone. Now, how does it work? I have already explained the working of this e-RUPI. If you are a holder of the e-RUPI, you have to show the QR code or the SMS message to the merchant. So you have gone to a shop for buying things, or you have gone to hospital to get vaccinated, and you have an e-RUPI with you. Okay, and that e-RUPI means that e-RUPI might be issued by your company or by the government agency or someone else, or the bank can issue this e-RUPI. So therefore, you are holding the e-RUPI. Instead of money, you are holding the e-RUPI. Instead of a debit card or a credit card, you are holding this e-RUPI. Instead of an application just like the Google Pay installed in your mobile, so you are just having a QR code, e-RUPI in the form of a QR code, or e-RUPI in the form of an SMS message. So what you do is that after getting the service from the hospital, or after getting vaccinated from the hospital, or after purchasing the commodity from the hospital, you are just showing this QR code or SMS message to the merchant. The merchant will scan the same. The moment the merchant scans it, a verification code will be sent to the beneficiary phone number. Okay, you will get a beneficiary, you will get a verification code, and you have to share the code with the merchant, and then the payment will be done. So the merchant will take the code and he will enter the code in a mobile or some other devices, then the payment will be done. So it is very easy, it is very secure, and it is very reliable, because the merchant knows that you have the money, or you have the required money, because you have an e-RUPI issued by government or some other banks. So it is sure that you have the required money with you. Therefore, the merchant need not worry about anything. He can easily give you the service. He can easily give you the commodity, because it is sure for the merchant that he will get the money through this kind of transaction. So e-RUPI is highly reliable, highly safe, and it is a very, very contactless mode of payment, which can easily be practiced and which can easily be made a success in times of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, it's an important feature of the e-RUPI is that it is person and purpose specific. Perhaps this is one of the demerit of this e-RUPI also, because it is issued for a particular purpose. It is issued for a particular purpose. Either it is issued for a vaccination purpose, or it can be issued for getting commodity from a shop instead of getting commodity from a public distribution system or ration shops. You just hold, for example, today we are getting commodity from the ration shop, or 500 means commodities worth 500 rupees. Suppose that you have to get in every week commodities worth 500 rupees from a PDF, from a public distribution system. So if this e-RUPI is available, you just go to a shop, means open shop, open private shop, then you get the commodity from there, means commodity which you want can be purchased from there, and you just show this e-RUPI to the shopper or the merchant, then the transaction will be done very easily. The money will be transferred from the account of the government to the account of the this businessman or the merchant. And so this is a very, in that case, this is a purpose specific. This kind of food vouchers are means they have been available in United States. In United States, as I understand, there is a system of food vouchers. Poor people will be given a food voucher, and this food voucher they can redeem in any hotels or restaurants. They just go to the hotels and restaurants, have their food there, and instead of paying money, what they do is that they just show this food voucher or give this food voucher to the hotel or the restaurant. Then they will get the money directly from the government. So this that is not e-voucher, that's a paper voucher, but instead of that, here we are using e-voucher, and this is very contactless because there is no print papers, there is no direct transfer of, or there is no physical transfer of money. So that's why it is very contactless. So it is a very, very person and purpose specific e-RUPI, purpose specific means payment system. And this kind of an e-RUPI issued for vaccination cannot be used for any other purposes. That's a meaning. An e-RUPI issued for availing food from or food items, food materials from a shop cannot be used for any other purposes. An e-RUPI which is issued for traveling means in train or buses cannot be used for any other purpose. That means it is very purpose specific. And who developed this? And e-RUPI has been developed by the National Payment Corporation of India, NPCI, with the support of the Department of Financial Services, the Ministry of Health, Welfare, and the National Health Authority. Because, as I understand, it is going to be used, means particularly in the case of the vaccination purpose in our country. That is perhaps this Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and National Health Authority have joined their hands together to develop this kind of an e-RUPI, especially for vaccination purpose in our country. And who are the partner banks? State Bank of India, HDFC Bank, Axis Bank, Punjab National Bank, Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank, and ICICI Bank, Indus Bank. And these banks, Ind Bank, and these banks have come on board as partners. It's very sure that this e-RUPI is going to be a game changer as far as the